What's up, YouTube? It's a Blue Collar Magic Guy back with another deck tech. Today we're going to be doing a deck tech for Ureni of the Unwritten. Dragonstorm is a week away from pre-release date. Everyone's really excited about all the dragons. Let's get into how I made this dragon commander. This deck's going to have 24 creatures, 8 sorceries, 14 instants, 9 artifacts, 7 enchantments, and 36 lands. Now, the objective of this deck is to flicker and abuse the ETB ability of Ureni of the Unwritten. We want to constantly have her out, we want to protect her, and a fun way of protecting her is using instants and sorceries to flicker her, and when she comes in, we get to have a dragon come off from the top of our library and go right into the battlefield. We want to abuse that ability, and that's how this deck is going to want to work. This deck is going to have 9 sources of card draw. Ureni gives us card advantage, so I don't think that we need more card draw, but if we always need to add some, we can. So the first card that we're going to be talking about is Dourpour Mage. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, draw a card. So with all the flicker effects that we're going to be trying to have, we can be drawing a lot of cards with this. Then we're going to go to Frostcliff Siege. We're going to be choosing the Jeskai for this, more than likely with this deck. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Hopefully we're going to be doing a lot of combat damage with our dragons and flying. Gyric's Uprising, always a really good source of card draw in creature decks. Horn of Greed. I do have a lot of ramp in this deck, like Explosive Vegetation, Rampant Growth, Nature's Lore. We could be drawing a lot of cards with this. Everyone does, but everyone loves to draw cards. It's fine. Kindred Discovery. Really good tribal draw. Whenever a dragon's going to enter, we're going to be drawing a card, so I want to abuse that. Rhystic Study, goes without saying, one of the best card draw engines in the game. Seize the Spotlight is one that I want to talk about. For each opponent chooses Fame or Fortune. For each player who chooses Fame, gain control of a creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures, they gain haste until end of turn. For each player who votes choose Fortune, you draw a card and create a treasure token. So this also works in a lot of different ways, but it's also going to be putting the press on our opponents. We're going to be either taking a creature, and with the set coming out, do you want to give me a giant dragon? Or do you just want to let me draw a card and have a treasure token? With 3 opponents, this card can be really powerful and very helpful. The Great Henge, it's always good card draw, and it puts counters, gets our stuff stronger, gains its life. Love the Great Henge. And Tribute to the World Tree. It's kind of like Gyric's Uprising, except it gives us a little bit of a benefit to our creatures if they aren't 3 or greater. All right, we are going to have 13 cards that flicker and or have flicker effects. The first one's just going to be a single target. It's going to be Blur. Exile a target creature you control, then return to the battlefield. So this is also can be protective. It can be a lot of fun. It helps us flicker Ureni. It's going to be great. Next is going to be the Conjurer's Closet. So same thing, except this one at the beginning of your end step, you get to flicker something, which is going to be great. It's going to happen every single turn, which is really helpful. Displace Your Kitten. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Now we do have a decent amount of non-creature spells in this deck, so we could be flickering things a lot with Displace Your Kitten. Next we have Essence Flux. Single target, flicker your thing. Ghostly Flicker, same thing, except it's going to be exiling 2 target artifact creatures or lands you control, then return them to the battlefield. So we get to flicker 2 things. Lily Splash Mentor, for 3 mana, you get to exile a target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under your control with a 1/1 counter on it. Panharmonicon, so anytime something ETBs, like Ureni, we're going to be doubling it. We need to have that in this deck. Reflections of Lajara. Choose a creature type. Dragons. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. So, goes without saying, we get to copy every single dragon we cast. Roaming Throne, just like Panharmonicon, we're going to double everything on dragons. Beautiful card in this deck. Teferi's Time Twist, exile target permanent you control, return to the battlefield. Thassa, just like Conjurer's Closet, that's going to be flickering something at our end step, every single end step, very important to the deck. And I found this card to be very fun. Vesuvan Duplimancy. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token of the copy of an artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. This works really well. Say someone tries to get Ureni, we hit it with a Blur or an Essence Flux, and then we're going to be getting a copy of Ureni and Ureni entering, and if we have Panharmonicon on, it can be a very powerful single turn spell. Oh, you wanted to get rid of Ureni? Congratulations. Now there's going to be 4 of Urenis entering. The first dragon that we're going to be having is the Ancient Copper Dragon. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you're going to roll a d20. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. A really good card. Don't have to explain that one much more. Then we're going to be having Atarka, World Render. Whenever a dragon I control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. So this card's great. It beefs up our dragons and helps us play the game a little bit faster. Then we're going to have Korlessa, Scale Singer. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast dragon spells from the top of your library. So it kind of gives us card advantage. It helps us play the deck a little bit faster. It's just a lot of fun. Kura, the Boundless Sky. Legendary creature, Dragon Spirit, Flying Death Touch. When Kura the Boundless Sky dies, search your library for up to 3 land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Or we can create a XX Green Spirit creature token where X is the number of lands you control. So we get a death benefit, and we have a 4/4 flyer. I think it's going to be really fun in this deck, and if it dies, we get something to benefit from it. Lathalis, the Dragon Queen. Whenever another non-token dragon you control enters the battlefield, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. With everything that we're going to be having entering, this is just a huge payoff to having creatures entering the battlefield, and we're going to be getting a 5/5 red dragon every time. It fits into the deck perfectly. A new card from the set, Magmatic Hellkite. Whenever this creature enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it, then shuffles. So with Thassa, with any of our flicker things, we can be flickering this and abusing this. Say if your Ren has been hurt too many times, and maybe we just need to slow someone down, destroying someone's multicolored land, and then putting a stun counter on it and just slowing them down that much more. I'm curious how this new card is going to be playing in new Commander games. The next one is Miirym. Miirym's completely broken and it should be banned, but it's not banned, so we have it in the deck. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. Every time another non-token dragon enters the battlefield, we are going to be flickering a lot. We can be getting a lot of different kind of tokens with this. It's going to be gross. This card should be banned. Old Gnawbone. Nah, son. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. So we're hopefully with our flyers going to be getting through some damage. This with Ancient Copper Dragon, we're going to be hopefully getting a lot of treasure tokens, and we're going to be having huge turns. That's what I want. Speaking of huge turns, the next dragon helps with that too. Savage Ventmaw. Whenever it attacks, add 3 red and 3 green until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. So we can attack with it, keep our mana, save it when we want to use it. It's a win-win. Next is going to be the Scourge of Valkas. Whenever the Scourge of Valkas or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creatures or player, when X is the number of dragons you control. So it's another ETB ability that we can fully abuse, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun in this deck. Another one, Terror of the Peaks. Spells your opponents cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. That's any target when a creature enters the battlefield. How many times do I have to keep saying this? We can be abusing the enter the battlefield ability triggers. by flickering our creatures, and Terror of the Peace can be direct result of that in killing people because it says any target. Next is Twin Flame Tyrant. If a source you control will deal damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage. Pretty cool for a dragon. Next, we're going to have a new card from the set. The non-face card for one of the Precon Commander decks. It's another Ureni. The song Unending. It's going to be for 8 mana, it's going to be a 10/10. It's going to have flying, protection from white and black. When Ureni enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands I can have. Kind of broken. It's another huge ETB ability that we can abuse, and I think we're going to be having a lot of lambs with all the ramp that I have. And the last dragon that we're going to be having in the set is Udvara Hellkite. Flying. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying. It's beautiful. Hopefully we're going to be having a ton of dragons in this deck and on the battlefield that are going to be attacking. Every time they attack, we get a 6/6 dragon right behind it flowing in. That is going to be the deck. That's the deck tech. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm the Blue Collar Magic guy. Follow me on Moxfield if you want to see the full deck list, all the ramp that I didn't get to talk about. If you want to follow me on Moxfield, I'm creating decks all the time. I just really appreciate you guys watching the video. Catch you next time.